world stage once, but EWC is something that they've been missing for a long time. And what a game coming in from MIB Alloz, especially Yago. That man to hold his own on the sniper when players are rushing. 8 total eliminations on his own.
Insane performance. Last year, when Loz was on the cusp of victory, they were the only team from Brazil that had a chance to win Champion Run. They were denied. But that time, Yago wasn't with them yet. And he could be the missing piece. He was one Magic Squad that FMWS Global Finals in 2023. He was the one that showed it that Skylar still has value when everyone else has forgotten about that character. 2024, he got dispatched, not a part of Fuxo. MT7 took his spot and won that trophy. But right now, under the banner of MIB Alloz, he is reminding everyone who he used to be.
This is just incredible to pull off like this, and especially when we have teams who want to make sure that they get their very first booyah. It might be a loss already having 2 of their own. Look at it. It just seemed like point and shoot for him. And that was the POV for us. It didn't look like he had a bit of an hassle. He had to look for opponents. They were right in front. Just put up the scope, and then the players would take him down one after another. And you can see the happy faces of MIB Alloz. That's another victory that they get for themselves. A booyah that will be written in their overall rankings to put them on the top of the charts.
They technically only won the tiebreakers in a way, right? 2 booyahs is not easy to achieve, but if there's a team that has put ahead, I think we just found it. MIB Alloz, really just incredible performance, right? We were looking for teams to hit the ground running, but we are also looking at the same time for them to close out strong, because that what matters the most. And I think MIBR, they have the recipe for both of the category. Yeah. They hit the ground running, and they closed out strong 3 games in a row.
Right now, see, we've done with almost the halfway, if you want to call it. Yes, we have 12 games in total, but at least for day 1 of the group stages, Group B has played their 3 games. They should have understood the whole lobby. Now, if you take one team out, there's 11 other teams that they have to understand of what they need to do better off. And let's hope they start doing better, because right now, they are taking a quick breather, and they will be jumping back into the lobby. So you guys don't go anywhere.
To run up here and catch up with Nonstop Gaming. Talk to me a little bit about what it's been like co-streaming here from EWC 2026.
Yeah, I think the setup is literally crazy, and the vibe of the whole stadium is literally good. And this is the first time, like I streaming, this time I selected for the whole stream, and this is the first time, and the 3 main teams are there, and hopefully they will do very good. We are expecting a very good matches. Let's see.
All right, now tell me what it's been like being in Paris this year.
Yeah, I think might be it's about we are lucky that the Bastille Day, I think yesterday we saw the Eiffel Tower and the fireworks and the many, this is a very good show, and we have been we are very lucky to have the EWC and the same thing happening in the, I think, around same day.
That's awesome. Now, you can be biased in this question, okay? Who is your favorite to win the whole thing here for Free Fire?
I think for sure, I want to.
The Falcons is this man standing right here, Mr. Chris.
It doesn't help you guys.
The number of eliminations for EVOS, they just want to get to that final circle.
Have a little bit more.
At the bottom today. Forward. Where we haven't built dominance on these compounds just yet. Day 1 is going to be a very messy day, and I think we already see a couple of hot drops out there.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a very interesting moment here, where we are looking at Mars, and like Campochino is completely full of players. Circle coming up toward the middle central side there, so the rotations coming in from southern side is going to be fun to see, especially AGL from Sentosa.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gun Dynasty up against Aurora. And this is going to be a little tough for Gun Dynasty if they don't manage to overwhelm the Malaysian squad, who has been performing extremely well in the recent past. You've also got the team of Team Apex Gaming from India. Now, speaking of Aurora and the players of GD, let's see if or not they'll be able to knock each other out or very safely avoid each other after picking up a couple of points. Azrael Mackin in hand for Medkits. No blue walls. Getting stuck in a battle could be deadly. But he does have the time turner on him, keeping the active skill alive. Let's see if or not they'll be able to engage well. Vega, on the other hand, already has the M82B in hand. Two players from the side of GD actually holding back. And David 444 moving on in, bringing the full squad for the attack. Jin's about to be in trouble here. David has to be 90. Azrael quickly avoids the engagement. And Aurora does not want a straightforward fight. A little mistake here from Azrael as he hops on into the battle. David won't find him. Zuez for the backup. And the back seven shines for the side of Aurora, but they've already lost 2-3 players down to the ground.
It's a chaotic moment here right now, and Jun also gets knocked down quickly. Shami comes out and somehow steals it away. Aurora getting eliminated too soon. Weren't able to tie down the last few moments. As we look over on this side, DAG crossing over. GD will be waiting on the other side here, but they haven't been spotted out quite yet. If their rotation is good, I think that they may be able to come on to the screen right now as DRS is just completely annihilating PDX right now.
Yeah, Paradox up against DRS. 3 eliminations in hand. They started off really hot, but it looks like Paradox will have to back away from this equation here. Snipe with the VSS is going to be standing by to distract the players of the real soldiers. Was his buddy makes it away from the compound, looking for the revival on the rest of the Paradox squad. Alu and Pratik making sure they don't make a mistake here. The Valiant Dash takes down Snipes. Defenses pick up their 4th point. A great start for DRS.
Yeah, DRS just walked up and just took the area like it's nobody's business. Snipe back into the game as Madara does get knocked down here. EVOS, he does try to make a move onto the enemy team on the other side here, but they weren't able to find an opening toward them. Since DP does have the upper hand, drops down, but Apax is knocked out of the game already, and the rest of the team completely collapses. EVOS run away into the other compound here. They're trying to just crunch them from different areas. Ray cannot hold on here. Racha does get a pick up of his own, but DP doing a great job of just annihilating EVOS.
Oh, it was a great start here from Demon's Pride, taking on the reigning defending champions, and EVOS are trying to take them out of the equation, but it's not going to be that easy. The White Tigers of Indonesia rising to the occasion, instant pickups from their side, and they turn the tables on Demon's Pride, showing them who the true demons of this competition are.
It's honestly insane because the start off was just so in favor of DP. Racha gets picked up by Falcons. Limit, a big pickup here already. Right timing to just catch him off guard before EVOS was even able to reposition.
Yeah, great positioning from Russia as far as the battle up against Demon's Pride was, but they did not expect Battle to drop by. And here comes Gun Dynasty yet again in another battle. But their pride players, David 444 down on the ground. But Team Apex Gaming needs a very early and up against the Latam Giants.
Man, we already have 2 teams already out of the game, and EVOS in trouble as Falcons just clean up house. Eliminated so quickly. Demon's Pride as well out of the game fairly soon. And these are the big hitting numbers. We talked about this in the pre-show about what we were sort of expecting to see from the big names.
Yeah, I mean, very messy game one on day one as expected here. Most of the teams just do not know what to expect from the others in terms of drop spot, in terms of rotation. They'll have to stay on their tippy toes and sneak around these compounds as best possible. And if that fails, well, just go all out in a gunfight, just like what EVOS did earlier. But I'll have to say, Demon's Pride was not as big a threat as Falcons. Beat out the car 98, takes down Angon. Kudish out of nowhere. TZ joining the party as well. 2 teams beating down the players on the side of EVOS Divine. The reigning defending champions might get taken out of that bit too early here.
It's honestly insane. EVOS come back into the game, immediately gets completely annihilated. And now over this side, your Falcons on a rampage. Limit doing the damage on the player DEC. The pressure is on, and DEC can't do anything about it.
Titans Esports Club spin clip. The Red Hawks off the pass have not been able to fly very far. But this time round, picking up some crucial quality points. They do have the vending machine beside the final surviving player. But it looks like it's going to be a rough one as TEC bows out as well.
There's so many things happening around the map right now as we're looking here. Loud and EBOS in one compound in the corner. GD trying to rotate into the zone as well as it's just slowly dwindling. But the northern side is hectic right now.
Rough fight here for GD. They take on the champions of the Esports World Cup 2024 in Falcons. The GD themselves, they're very sound in terms of mechanically able squad in the world of Free Fire. This battle is going to be a rough one for them. Now they're trying to sneak outside the compound of the blue zone here. They get scanned out by the binoculars as well. Falcons does have a candidate information, but David 444, again, the most lethal player on the side of Gun Dynasty.
Oh man.
Rushing on up, Rocha versus David 444 is going to be a rough one for Rocha, but they do have the electrotherapy on their side. And there's breaks down the defense. Rocha the but David again, lethal for 9-7, punches in. Rega takes out on fire. And Legend showing you exactly what they can do on the world stage.
This is crazy. That circle rotation meant that a lot of fights are going to be happening as this rotation comes through. Middle circle full in control of Cloud here as we look at the Falcons trying to find their way into the zone, and they're not stopping. That sniper is just doing so much damage in the hands of these players. Pina followed by GD already and quickly annihilated. Amazing work coming from the Lemon alone as Medina comes through. Liz tries to put a big on here and he's down and out.
I mean, David got taken down once again, but he's the rusher. He's very aggressive. But the backup from Shiru, the backup from Blade, it is absolutely perfect. Now, we used to see David 444 play for Zeus Esports on the Free Fire World Series USA, and the guy was lighting up the battlefield. Recently acquired by Gun Dynasty for a good reason to stomp down these squads out here at the Esports World Cup. Let's see how far they can go. But Falcons are not out of it just yet, completing their full revival spree here. Back to full squad, but can they loot up and be battle ready before the next circle?
Speaking of that as well, I mean, EPOS had so many close calls throughout this entire game. I think it was 2 times that they only got knocked out and somehow survived middle of the circle already as On Fire runs for his life. Sypha going in for that chase. They're trying to stay alive, but he's crunched here as eventually gets taken down. AGL, one more to their name.
Yeah, On Fire just had no chance there in that situation. AGL just swooping on and spotting a little prey and showing that they can be a prime predator. But of course, it was a 2v1, a little bit of an unfair fight. Now a team that has been keeping very quiet is Buriram. They've managed to build a lot of respect for these other squads, especially here on the Esports World Cup stage. Can this be their year? The third time here at EWC, and maybe the third time's the charm for the Thai squad.
Less movements now. We are seeing still DRS and PDX still very much outside the zone, really taking their time here. But DRS is slowly moving toward Pina and is making me a little bit nervous for them.
Loud. They definitely are a loud squad out there. Very constant organization on our global stage around the 2021-2023 timing. But they've been missing the past couple of years. Now back with a brand new roster. And On Fire, man, Falcons just can't catch a break, can they? Gun Dynasty showing them exactly who's going to be ruling these lobbies from the get-go. On Fire again. Just outnumbered the players on the side of Falcons. Yes, they did manage to run around getting those revives, but the team just spread out too thin on the battlefield.
Yeah, they weren't able to play together in these situations. You know, you're seeing a lot of respect. No! As Emile Takuri finds limit, and Falcons, that's it for them, not able to come back into the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was just too broke. Even if he got to a vending machine, just quite far in that situation, wouldn't have been able to bring anyone back. He was looking for those coins, and Takuri found some coins out of him instead.
Yeah. Now, the southern side here is very interesting, AJ. Look at the amount of teams here. You have EBOS hanging out, PDX as well. I wouldn't be surprised if a big fight were to happen around here, and it's going to be fire, because GD right now is so comfortable northern side and alone.
Yeah, absolutely. 5 teams out of the equation already. Paradox still alive and kicking. Alongside the Real Soldiers, speaking of the Real Soldiers, they drop into some hot soup and they're about to get cooked here. They don't walk away with some good elimination. Troek won't find Kiru. Vega taken out as well. Getting shut down by Walker. And Loud interfering in this battle. Can they walk away as the best third party for day one, game one? Gun Dynasty with the final survivor. It's been a great run so far, but the vending machine a tad bit too far away from him.
Hard to really do anything in this situation. Buriram also coming into the zone as well. But in this situation here, DRS do the upper hand.
Oh.
Just because they have a bit more of a
Can
second
he do it?
area.
Nice. Tried to run away. Had the vehicle. Got sniped, quickly hopped on out of it to play the recovery. Now going to be tanking the damage from the blue. But he's looking for the vending machine. He's got enough coins to bring the full squad back. All he needs to do is just run out of bullseye. But the problem is, he's right in the middle of the bullseye of the crosshairs of the opposite teams who are looking for an extra point and an extra team to eliminate.
And how PDX is moving here. They're just trying to find a way into the game here. PDX should probably come through the peripherals of Loud as well. Now Russia, big kill there onto a player. And even Sneaky somehow off the grid. Gets knocked out as well.
Let's see if an AGAL can sneak on in. They're in a great position here, but just a tad bit too close to the edge of the current zone, which is moving aggressively. The problem is going to be DRS for AGL as they try to rotate in. They do have a little bit of compound cover. But Gun Dynasty, full revive, clutch play. The squad is back, but the circle is small. Getting fished out of the skies is a big possibility here. Let's see how luck is for the side of Gun Dynasty.
Interestingly enough as well, the rotations coming in. Well, DRS very comfortable in the middle side area as well. As you see Snipe getting knocked out here by Trap. Immediately is set to the lobby. But Nakuri is the one that takes away that point.
See exactly what the reigning defending champions EVOS can do. It has been a rough start for them, but recovery has been solid for EVOS. Just 6 eliminations, not too high, but it's not about the number of eliminations for EVOS. They just want to get to that final circle, safe and sound, just like what Buriram is doing. And I feel like that is going to be the sound strategy if you want to get into the grand finals as well as walk away with the championship at the end of the day. The game has turned around. It's no longer about pure domination on eliminations. It's all about can you get the booyah when you truly need it, and you got to start practicing early.
I agree with you. I think Buriram United has always liked that approach, right? They find the last possible moment, just really come in, steal away the booyah and those extra few points in the last. I agree with you. I think Buriram United has always liked that approach, right? They find the last possible moment, really come in, steal away the booyah and those extra few points in the last few battles. We can see a few players taking a bit more damage in the rotations. GD comes through here, will cross paths with DRS. BN is already at the bottom side.
Unfortunate for him. They have to pick him up. They have to defend David.
As with DRS, BN is already at the bottom side. Even
David. Unfortunate for him. They have to pick him up. They have to defend David at all costs here. It's going to be tough. Nameless straight down. Moshi with a from across. AWM solid. Faros taken out of the equation as well. AGL's currying around. Barely any points on the other side. And as expected, the pressure is on as they try to look for the next circle. And they're going to make a wild rotation round to see if they can snap the players on the side of DRS as well as Gun Dynasty. But they're going to be pressured with all of the glue wall melters. This is Gun Dynasty from the outside. DRS from the high ground advantage up against them as well. On the opposite side, Loud doing a number on the rest of the players out there. Putting on fighting the players of AGL as well as EVOS. Things are getting messy.
Yeah, you knocked out his team wipe out so quickly as AGL is now out. DRS trying to find a way into the circle and stay alive. EVOS barely holding on, taking so much damage and pressure from other teams and the zone as well.
Danel has kept the squad together so far for the side of Gun Dynasty, but can he continue to pull in more numbers for the team? They are in a great spot, but they also need to move on into the circle. a little bit of hit from the lightning zone, but nothing that they want to worry about so far. Moshi with the snipe. He was still once again under pressure. But the pickups are instantaneous. They've got the haystack for the extra defense as well. But the angles from the rest of the squad just putting Evos in a pinch and eliminating them from the lobby.
Yeah, Evos is now out and down for the count as DRS rushes through into the safer zone here. Trying to find a way to stay alive and stay healthy. They do. As Loud trying to find a way, just really find an angle onto Brum United. We see some utilities coming out here, just really zone them away. But no one's making a move quite yet.
Not yet. Buriram, cool, calm, collected. Just taking advantage of any extra points they can find out there. Not getting too aggressive just yet. But now up against Gun Dynasty. Can we see Buriram shine, or will Gun Dynasty continue to stop that single squad they come across? And 444 still alive and kicking. But now they're super senior, still alive and kicking. Gun Dynasty looking absolutely solid to build their dynasty here. Right here on game one. Loud on the other hand, backing away. BZP tagged up from the back. Waka, Vegas taken out. It's DRS striking up against Gun Dynasty. And they've got 13 eliminations in the Nepali squad. Absolute wonder run so far on game one.
Yeah, and Loud has made a huge, I would say, tactical retreat. A lot of space held, a lot of cover as well built, but it doesn't stop the damage. Try and get way in the best to stay alive right now. As BRU tries to put in the pressure onto their team, they can't do more than that. They do steal away the players of BD. One player knocked out already, and BRU already rampage 1-2-5. Loud, 6 eliminations, putting the pressure onto Brum United. Not happening, staying alive, despite the chunk of damage coming through for the util.
Yeah, Trap is playing true to his game and bringing in the thrill of battle with the A124, trapping in Buriram. They could not use their active skills and they actually had to wait that out. Quite a number of seconds lost already, but Buriram quickly recovering from the thrill of battle. Loud played the timing well, but Buriram had the extra layer of defense with those fences. And now here comes Takuri. God means Waka finds Moshi. The sniper of Buriram's out of the equation, and Takuri can do a number on them. Can he nail out the full squad of Buriram? It goes wide a tad big. Now Takuri needs to become the doctor for the squad. David 444, the final player on the side of Gun Dynasty that's alive and kicking, but they've done well enough in this game. 17 eliminations strong. Final 14, 4 regions in the final circle. And Gun Dynasty is the first one to tap out.
Yeah, it's insane now. With Brum United waiting in the wings, Strugs trying to find a way to chunk down the damage from Brum United, but they have built a fortress. Wasana repositions,
Ama tıpçı gibi.
rushes through, trying to get a pickup, but he's not able to do so. As BZP finds the middle of Brum United, they're all knocked down. They're in trouble.
It's all about the timing, and Loud knows that well. They move on in. They've already taken advantage with the initial knock. Takuri got the quad in the hand. Rate of fire up close and personal is going to be deadly. But if Loud continues to close down the distance, those M590s are going to be popping some heads for sure. Grab once again. Thrill of battle locked in. And you cannot use your active skills to take them on. But that knock buys them a little bit extra time. What can Strox do? It's a 1v3. He's got a sniper in hand. M590s loaded up on the side of Loud. It's a 3v1. Easy play here. And Strox jumps on back. Loud says absolutely not. They take away the first win. And Brazil showing that they are going to be making a lot of noise here on the stage.
They're loud, they're dominant, and they know exactly what they're doing, knowing exactly when to attack and when to go for those tactical retreats.
Oh, yeah.
They built a massive wall for safety and kept the distance. Already had turned on that time turner.
And this is a 50-50. Early hot drop. Aurora. But does have a chance in here if they can. And manage to flank around and play against.
Alive as Astra already had turned on that time.
And this is a 50-50 early hot drop. Aurora does have a chance in here if they can manage to flank around and play a strategy well. Drogon in the hands of Jun. Axel, AUG in hand. The sniper of the squad does not have it.
alive as Astra already had turned on the time turner.
That is the 50-50 early hot drop. Aurora does have a chance in here if they can manage to bank around and play their strategy well. Drogon in the hands of Jun. Axel. Deep hand. The sniper of the squad does not have his preferred gun. Jun for the backup. Axel nails him down with a headshot off of the AUG. It's a great start here for the Malaysian squad. Maybe this is that perfect comeback. And the sniper of the squad does not have his preferred gun. Jun for the backup. Axel nails him down with a headshot off of the AUG. It's a great start here for the Malaysian squad. Maybe this is that perfect comeback, that perfect revenge early on. As GD snuffed them out, kicking them out of the lobby a tad bit too earlier. But now, again, the super savior of the squad will hit the double revive, making sure even if Gun Dynasty falls early here up against Aurora, they will stay in the lobby. But the White Tigers, they smell blood and they want the points.
Yeah, they're coming in as a third party here as well. Gives a bit of space for Aurora to go for that reposition. It's a bit quiet right now. They don't want to do anything. They can see Aurora leaving away from the area. GD, you got to deal with the White Tigers right now.
Apex. Kimbo Vector in hand. Rate of fire is there. The damage, questionable for sure. Spots one out is the cord. And it looks like he's tagging himself in. Beautiful valiant dash. Aim got hopping on in with that backup. And they definitely had the advantage on their side with the numbers. And on the other side, AGAL up against TEC. It looks like AGL just weren't having a good run up against them.
No, it's just so unlucky to meet them. I just want to say I'm loving this proactivity coming in from EVOS. They heard the sounds coming through. They go in and force a third-party fight. But in this situation, I was surprised it didn't go three ways. Aurora, this time around, they got knocked a bit too early just now. They want to make up for just now.
Manel versus Ingod. It's a 1v1. Fair fight. Ingod spots him. Fair shot finds no connection. Manel looking for the quick reposition. But the rest of the EVOS squad, they've entered the compound already, but Nell's in a tad bit of trouble, to say the least. Woven back and away. Team Apex Gaming, can they take the fight up against the 2024 Esports World Cup champions and walk away with the victory here? There is a vending machine in play, and you can see the Apex player already camping away at it in case they need to pull in a quick revival. Raja on the hot side. Eldad has been spotted out already. Woven sticking his head out. That is a Bay on fire, flanking around from the right-hand side. Max 7, his own blue ball keeps him in the way, and Woven with a timely time turner to keep himself in the run.
Oh man, and here comes the firepower from the Falcons, knocking a majority of the TAG players down here. 2 eliminations already done and out here, and now they go for more. TAG stuck in a corner. 3 players crunching him all alone. Away from on fire is here. 2v1 swing out means that he cannot survive.
And Katie God, I don't know where he is, but he was in a fantastic spot to punish the players on the side of Falcons. Managed to get a double knock, but the recovery from the 2024 EWC champions, absolutely swift. But Katie God in trouble now. Team Apex Gaming, they've already hit the revive, and they're holding on. Riptide rhythm from Katie God just to put a little bit of extra pressure on them. The nade is in his hands. Pina on the chase. Katie God, he stays safe still, and now he has an advantage as he hops over the slide rails, takes another shot straight to the back, and Pina with the mini Uzi looking to see if or not he can take him out of the equation. Vending machine right beside. It's a 1v1. Katie God has to bet a gun in this situation, but Pina absolutely sneaky, just hopping on from the back of the glue wall, taking the shots quickly, hiding away, and from having a disadvantage with the gun, Pina turns things around.
Oh my gosh, that was a hot chase from the other side of the map all the way till here. Movement was insane coming from this guy.
Oh yeah. Gotta respect Falcons this time, hungry for those points. They obviously wanted a better run in the earlier game, did not find it for themselves. Got kicked out of the lobby with just 10 points on their side. Very aggressive game one for Falcons. 7 eliminations, but only 3 placement points. Just have to make sure the same mistake is not made here on Solara. But so far, so good. You see the coins on their side, absolutely stacked up. And TEC, one of the favorites from Bangladesh, alive and kicking with a ton of elimination points already on their side in this Alara game.
Oh man, Barrow's putting a damage on the
Oh,
top.
GG. That's it.
It's a lot of damage. Almost getting knocked out here, but moves around the area and not survive and knocked out as well.
Yeah, Barros, great play on the 1v1 Thrill of Battle popped in a timely manner, locking him down. And a swift elimination right after. AGL on the prowl, looking for some extra points. But Cypher's gonna get caught out here. Jazzy Aswam and the smooth criminal Cypher quickly getting away. Barros looking for the backup and the bait and switch. Barros now holding back. Jazzy taken out of the equation. Barros, you monster!
That was the biggest nope I've ever seen in my life, and Cypher is the one to turn things around there. Aswap down and out. Gonna try and see where exactly can go in this situation. Coming in into the rotations here, a lot of players already inside of the zone, mid-side area. I'm really curious. I'm seeing AJL and Loud there.
AGL, again, this is their third EAWC. Just like Buriram, perhaps third time's the charm. David 444 taken out early here. This is one of the prime players out of Gun Dynasty. And Buriram hunting them down one after the other. You messed around with us in the previous game. You could not get to the Booyah. And this time, we will take you out of the lobby early. Buriram says, but can we see a recovery again? Benel, the super savior of Gun Dynasty, keeping them in the race.
Honestly, getting that pickup right as the glue wall goes down is just diabolical. Now, the zone has shifted a little bit more here. And in this situation, most players already come back into the game.
Man, but now, what in the world? This guy,
Yes, most revivals.
yeah, he's definitely got the most revivals so far. And it is absolutely brilliant to see him pull off these amazing saves in such an insane lobby on a stage like this. I wonder how is he managing to get things done, and how is he having so many coins on his side? We gotta check that out later. He was divine though, through eliminations. Aggressive start this time around, but they want more. DRS up against Falcons. They had a phenomenal run in game one. And Falcons are trying to deny them of that in this game too. Pina down already. Strowex, fantastic shot. He eliminates Pina from the equation. No glue ball, but the time turner on his side allows him a quick recovery. Car 98 in hand. Anybody that takes the slide rails up against Alu might be in a tad bit of trouble, but Falcons not going to make that mistake just yet.
Look at the due diligence here, dotting their I, crossing their T's as well. I think DRS is doing, I think, fairly wise to just really back away from this fight.
Yeah.
Now, for Falcons, they brought back Pina into the game. That's more firepower once again on their side here. The southern side here, DP and AGL looks very interesting right now.
Falcons understanding that Alu would probably pop their heads if they took the slide rail, trying to just cut the distance down with the vehicles. On the other side, even Spry, top 16, tagged up already with Volko giving away his position, and it's too easy for Drew to go in for the follow-up. Super Sniper turned Russia in the situation, connected with the electrotherapy. This is the result of too many cash squads.
And in this situation as well, I think everyone is just sort of like kind of moving away on that western side here, just trying to find a way into the zone, making sure that they don't get sniped out as they take the slide rails. We saw so many of that happening way too soon. Well, it is fun for us viewers to see it, but for them, it's probably a very, I would say, high-stakes, heart-attack situation.
The Clash Masters competitions have forced the snipers to a closer range battle, which means more shotguns, more SMGs, and it is having its results shown beautifully on the Battle Royale scene. And that's just going to be making these snipers so much more deadlier. Long range, short range. They're now becoming all-rounders. But this next circle, though, looking deadly. Falcon scanning out the area of Team Apex. Sahil Jad gets caught in the binocular scan. Pina Raja not waiting. They sustain some shots, but they're going straight in for the elimination. And a four-man scan here, potentially by the White Tigers. EVOS divided a double scan. Probably Aurora as well as Loud. EVOS in trouble. As two teams have got the information on them. Team Apex Gaming on the other hand, already scanned out by the Falcon squad earlier on, but Falcons are the ones who are in a tad bit more trouble.
Ooh, nice shot.
Sayajat looking for the revival, pulls Shoto back into the race, but he sacrifices himself in the same run.
I mean, what can you do to just really survive longer here?
That's it. Kenny God in trouble. circle, out of the pen, into the fire. Running straight. Oh! EVOS Divine does not spot him out.
You don't know.
This could just be that survival play, but Tech is right behind him, so this is going to be a tactic.
I know.
Oh, no, Thriller battle. GG, bro. I don't know if or not that was super intentional, but KD God now clipped on by the Thriller battle, has got no way to use his active skill. But EVOS Divine not making the mistake of looking for one extra point and potentially sacrificing two of their players. They know the players of TEC. It's right there beside them. So moving to find an extra point might put them in a little bit of trouble, and the veteran experience of EVOS Divine keeping them alive and kicking. But the Rail Soldiers hopping on in as well. This is about to become a rough three-way battle.
Yeah, coming through here as well because the KD got finally knocked out as well. As TEC, their confidence being taken away. DRS gonna try to really hunker down here in this situation. Maybe wait out those fights or hoping for an opening to either go in for the fight or just go for a tactical retreat.
They're playing on the meta. The AWM, the VSKs, they've got the long-range weapons perfect for Solara. And I will not doubt those M590s are on standby for the pop as well. Great rotation by EVOS Divine, avoiding the initial engagement with DRS. And just taking the position right below the players of Titan Esports Club. This means Bangladesh is going to have a rough time to get out of their spot, but thankfully the circle's still with them. The next zone is going to be crucial to see which teams get caught out here on the rotation. There is a high chance it moves towards the conglomeration of the three squads here. EVOS Divine, TEC, as well as DRS.
DRS, you're being very, very patient, but the problem is right now you go toward EVOS, there's a potential of getting knocked out by TEC from that top side of the building as well.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a situation where you have to wait out things.
Nice play, and now this is all-out annihilation. Messi, as multiple teams are so close to each other. Gun Dynasty does not manage the ambush, but Demon's Pride are swapped too low. In the final bullet, Naga takes him out of the equation. David's picked right back up, and again, Gun Dynasty's going to be a bit of a troublemaker in the final circle.
Now the wait happens here, as we already see that for Aurora surviving a little bit longer this time, and they want to go for this fight against GD. In front of them, they already got it at one pickup here. Aurora doing very well, fighting the players of GD, but they still have 3 more members to worry about on the other side.
Yeah, to snuff out Gun Dynasty, you gotta take Manel out of the equation because that man is a miracle worker for this revive. Somehow, he always brings the rest of the team members back in, but without him, they're gonna crumble one after the other. They got taken out of the equation as well, and it looks like Gun Dynasty, that's the end for them. Aurora and Loud, this is gonna be a rough rotation for them as everybody else has hopped on in. As anticipated earlier on, the next circle finds EVOS, TEC, as well as DRS, but now they've got one extra contender. AJL have found safe haven here in the next circle already. Teams like Falcons, Loud, put it up, Aurora, they're gonna have to battle it out before stepping into the next zone.
And it is annoying and a very rough area here to the side here. Guangsa does fight one, and here comes the nades as well. The reposition is good. Trip doing huge damage onto the members of Forum United.
One more, baby. And that's just gonna keep them at bay. Get high Excel, looking for the pickup onto Asana, but now outside the zone. He has the electrotherapy though, and that keeps his buddy alive and kicking.
No way.
AGAL on the other hand, annihilate DRS Gaming. Finally, DRS has stayed in there for long enough. They were keeping an eye on EVOS, and AGL with the backstab took advantage of the situation. Wasana's gonna get snuffed out as well. And it looks like Buram again not gonna have a fantastic run at the start of our Esports World Cup. Third run, Team Falcons out. The Thai squad dropping like flies one after the other. But AGL looking to represent the nation absolutely strong as they look for a big battle up against Loud potentially right after this.
Yeah, Team Wipeout already as well for Aurora. They're already been eliminated here. As for the White Tigers, trying to find a way to move away from this area. TEC is being so annoying, pressuring them from that top side, not able to move. And they have made a nice mountain to climb over and take this fight face to face.
Yes, that way to heaven. But who goes to heaven? Is it gonna be you guys or TEC right above? And smart play by EVOS here. They don't quickly rush on up. They understand that AGL is holding on to a prime position right behind them. And they do have the advantage with the move off the circle. AGL will have to keep an eye on Loud. And TEC, they don't need to do much with that high ground. They just need to play fishing here. They do have a prime spot and a big advantage in terms of how that circle is now going to move.
AGL looking really good just now. They move here and Russia's big open of the view is going to put a spanner in the works for AGL. EVOS Force now here takes the fight too loud.
Shooting the feed. Russia, sneaky play, has got the stealth bites of the Mars as well. But this is going to be a rough one for Russia if he cannot quickly catch up with the rest of his team members in great placements of blue walls with the extra assistance of the stealth bites. EVOS are the first ones to make that move. He's going to be holding back and Loud in a lot of trouble up against EVOS as well as T. But they've got the double vehicles on the other side for the quick reposition. And now this Russia can be troublesome as he quickly shoots at those vehicles, lining them up.
Yeah, that's the repositioning going to be taken away from them. And now Loud is back in the corner. What a shot coming in from Russia. Traded out by Guangza. Nice damage onto Sci-Fi as well, taking two fights at the same time.
AGL and Ray with the godness hitting a triple, saving AGL for the time being. DEC were doing a number on them, but EVOS Divine just ruining the party of Bangladesh right there and then. Ray with the final lead on Chukutush. The pickups were solid, and now the battle between EVOS and Loud. They take the fight straight up. They understand that they're going to be a problem in Motley at 590. Valiant Dash already used up, and he finds VZP from around the glue wall, looking for another. A nice VZP first, and EVOS Divine looking strong for the Booyah.
He's looking so good, and they have 15 eliminations already. Guangza, I think, already knocked out of the game. Loud with only one member still alive. What are you going to do here at AGL? Leave the still. Managed to deal away one more Elin. Tied to the Esports Club. Now down for the count. And EVOS, they know exactly where Nameless is. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do here? A triple man push, but there's still one more brick left to worry about.
Amazing run from Titan Esports Club. But he's gone now looking to clean up house. Nameless bound to the battle wall. Nameless has no shots, and they all gang up for him. Playing the game of numbers, looking for the final Loud player out there. No back-to-back Booyah for Brazil. EVOS Divine, the reigning defending champions, will say. And the Wonder Kid Russia does it again with the final elimination.
Russia putting in the damage and pressure to every single one of these teams. EVOS have been so proactive with these early fights, maintaining the aggression all the way till that last final fight.
This is what you want to see from your leading defending champs. Not taking it lying down, but rising up to the occasion and showing everyone, not just rotations, but mechanically they're still sound. And yes, questions have been asked. What is going to happen to EVOS? Because after winning the Sports World Cup last year, they have been dormant. Here is that without Russia, I think the rotations are so much more tighter. The team is looking solid. And the system.
It is going to be the one at the
Play a little bit of recovery here, and Mix is going to have his foot shot off. The Brazilian squad, Loud, have been Loud from the start, very consistent to keep themselves in the top four. But they have to make sure they play a little bit of recovery here, and Mix is going to have his foot shot off. A-backs with a sharp shot from afar, AC-80 perfection once again. And yet again, the Brazilian squad on the back foot. This is just not their lobby. Recovery seems to be really difficult. And that's exactly what Nextera is. Lots of spots to hide away at. And they have got a ton of squads. So many players still alive and kicking as we approach the 12 minutes.
Yeah, Aldo's not going to be able to hit the ground there. Going to get knocked out so quickly. Steven did try to give a bit of pressure there on Superb United. Not happening though. You know, like you mentioned, Moshi just so superb on the snipers.
Oh yeah. Good enough showing that, yes, we were ramping it up slow, but nothing impossible for us to catch up with. Russia, though, right below the bridge like a troll, up against Falcons, but gonna get caught all alone here. On fire, making the rotation, Russia. Can you survive this one? What kind of trickery will you show us? It's Gun Dynasty that takes advantage of the chaos! And the follow-up is solid. EVOS with the revenge. The players on the side are not taking it. advantage of this situation as well. Enrique is going to get picked right back up. And Falcons off of that rotation put themselves under the bridge, losing 2 players in that sequence.
In this situation, EVOS as well trying to take away this positioning coming in from Aurora, but cannot able to come close to them at all. And EVOS is very, very patient here, trying to find an opening, an angle, anything, but also aware that Loud is close by. One moment your head is out there in the open, it's going to be instantly popped, and that's how it is for both of these teams here. And it's sort of a momentary stalemate between these 3 teams. You have to worry about PDX as well. You also see that they're trying to rush away from the area as On Fire tries to put in the damage.
See if not on fire can get this catch up here, quickly repositioning right under the Robo. And it gives them a little bit of cover for the time being. Launchpad, I think they were looking for a little bit of a higher angle. As DRS Gaming gets taken out of the equation, locked down by the thrill of battle, and Falcons needs to quickly reposition. They do not want to get stuck in a fight without their active skills. Riptide Rhythm from behind. Will play some shots, but it's Aurora that takes the advantage with that shot. The Malaysian squad slowly seeking their way back in here. Locked down once again by the thrill of battle. Potentially out of the Brazilian squad this time round. Grenade. One tight angle played perfectly there. But Loud up against EVOS, that's going to be the appointment that they have to go through first before catching up with the Malaysians.
This is insane high-stakes fights as well. Just fighting for this real estate property. Saifa gets knocked down somewhere in this corner here as EVOS still saves their lives, but just hunkering down in the corner and waiting out the initial onslaught. Gets trapped barely alive, already taking out so much damage. Gets a top up here, trying to break into the building, and somewhere in the corner, Team Apex Gaming does already get eliminated here. Loud waiting patiently on the outer side here, like it or not, EVOS and Aurora are gonna have to vacate the premises. Now the blue wall's involved, I think destroyed, and coming into the area, EVOS forced to move back as well.
A smart repositioning here by Loud. Put a great distance between themselves and the chaos that they almost encountered between EVOS and Aurora. Now leaving the battle between the Malaysian and the Indonesian squad. And the shot from afar, AGL putting the pressure on both Aurora and EVOS. Riptide Rhythm breaking down the defense as Azrael sneaky. But he saw the Riptide Rhythm and quickly stepped away from the window. Ray on the other hand not doing that. AGL getting a couple of tags in. Aimbox, the Volko tagging him up already. And it looks like he will sneak away. Ray on the other hand will not get the pleasure of doing so. Axel getting a caught out. Riptide Rhythm again putting on so much of pressure, taking advantage of this tight little compound. And Aurora again will get stuffed out early.
He was doing great as really catching people in the mid of those rotations as well. Now EVOS only Aimbot is alive and hunkered on the corner as Loud is going to work their magic onto GD. Aimbot rushing through, but for the other side here it's going to be a massive Nyx and Trap doing a lot of magic, but GD pressuring them, and AGAL also wants to join in on that fight. GD rushing forward, and now right in the nick of time you have AGAL find the last possible member from EVOS, not able to fight, so Aimbot down and out.
Yeah, that's it for EVOS. AGL spotted them out and they were just tracking them all the way through. And now Gun Dynasty trying to take on the Brazilians, but the interference from the Thai squad. AGL long range away and almost no cover at all except their blue walls. This is going to be trouble if a Skylar is in the hands of either Gun Dynasty or Loud. And they'll quickly take some cover behind the boulder as well as these trees. Great rotation, great defense from the Thai squad.
AGL being very patient here, stuck behind a rock, but definitely not a hard place yet. But now GD wants to take away this real estate from Loud, cannot do so. Nice damage onto Trap, but no more than that.
Beautifully played here by Lata. Understanding the angles perfectly. Trying to make use of the agilities instead of taking a straightforward fight up against Loud, who do have the positional advantage in that sequence. Shiru though, ball in hand, looking for the flank, trying to play a little bit of pressure on AGL to take AGL out of the equation here before they have to deal with Brazil. And AGL understands the little bit of a pinch that they are in, trying to close the distance down to take the positional advantage away from GD as the circle forces them closer in.
Shiro is just trying to really just come into the area, can't go for this backstab. AGL does try to collapse forward, but the amount of pressure that Loud is putting on them is incredible. The
Beautiful rotation, man. There's perfection out of Thailand, perfection out of AGAL. But now, how do you deal with this chaos? Gun Dynasty have been pushed outside. They are at a disadvantage at this point of time. But when the circle starts closing on in, it's going to be trouble. Where will the soul move? Who does it favor? What a day. David taken out, but the time on their side. They didn't waste it early on, and that allows them to pick up their rush rates.
It's really good. Clean that shot and knockdown coming in from Cypher's skill. Great work coming through here. Cloud still has the upper hand advantage in terms of positioning. ATL, HP chunking down. The damage comes through, and Cloud, all they have to do is just reach forward, and they're completely thrown in from every single angle. And Cloud, once again, a booyah!
It's the complete opposite, right? Complete on battlefield.
This is a really great round for them as well, surviving this long. And it's
जाएगा मैं इधर जाऊंगा तू जल्दी उतरेगा क्या बोल रहे हो
Falcon.
and that is something that
पूरा खेल से जो ब्रिज हाईवे पे चढ़ती है बस
Team Apex Gaming, they have been
वो उधर ही उतर जाएगा क्रॉस होते ही और मैं सीधा
I'm wondering if
वो उधर से उतर जाएगा इसका बॉल इधर रहेगा ना उसके लिए क्या उधर जाएगा
going to shut down the remaining players on the side of GEC, one after the other. But Buriram, as mentioned, is still in here. Locked down by the thrill of battle now. Takure, big advantage. But it looks like he's not going to be able to walk away from much. Pratik knocked down once again. And the recovery is going to be slow here from the side of DRS as they continuously are pressured by Buriram Takure. Jonah finds him, but the VSK and Strowex far away from the rest of the battle. But will Buriram be able to snuff him out? He's got the stealth bites, which is about to run out. And he gets away in the nick of time. Perhaps this is going to be the final survivor here on the side of DRS that brings them right back in. But he has to play this one slow because Loud is right in front of him.
and Barros as well. No, he is the one to go down here somehow. Benz is just doing such a great job of being able to fight him in the end. Top 16 will be found out finally by GD here. It's just such an unlucky situation as a hero quickly brought back into the game in this situation. And I think that in so many of these fights as well, we see one team having the upper hand situation and then suddenly the rest of the collapse coming in from so many teams. We start to see a systematic way for most of these teams trying to bring themselves back into the game. And Cypher, nasty shot coming in. And he's just going to bleed out here.
Yeah, Benel is definitely one of the Superflex players out there. He is the Swiss Army knife of the GD squad and Gun Dynasty. Just showing everyone that they're just not here to fill up the slot. They are here to rip away the championship. And if they keep this up, sure as hell are going to be able to do that. First of all, getting into the grand finals is looking like it's going to be an easy journey for Gun Dynasty. It looks like at Bayfront we've got a little bit more of a situation as two Southeast Asian squads take on each other in a battle. Falcons versus Evos Divine.
Evo's Divine in this situation. You just gotta weed things out. You just gotta find a window of sure if Aim God is being marked right.
Evos Divine.
Evo's Divine in this situation. You just gotta weed things out. You just gotta find a window of opportunity to bring your team back into the game. I'm not too sure if Aim God is being marked right now is the question. Because there hasn't really been too much of movement from the rest of the teams as well. Now, you look at TEC, they've come back into the game. It started off really well for them in the early fights, but then the collapse coming in, I think the
To play. If they get eliminated now, being overtaken by AGL and Loud is a no-brainer. The players on the side of Falcons, on the other hand, on their rotation, they spot out. THE, Team Apex Gaming in a little bit of a trouble. Riptide Rhythm's going to be breaking out the defense as Heilshot can't drive away. Wolven stuck. Time Jade is on his side, and he needs to hope and pray that Falcons make a mistake here, but the valiant dash of Abina is just going to put him in a little bit of a pickle, and now it's all up to Katie God. He's got coins to revive the squad twice around, but can he get to a vending machine in time?
Yeah, it's just really scary right now. You have no clue or idea where exactly anyone can be. And granted, this map is huge. Everyone has a bit of an area. The high grounds are looking good as well. There we go. Evos back into the game as
Nice.
Aimgod finds a way in here. As for the rest of the team, the reposition is gonna be incredibly hard. They just more damage. Middle. Oh my God. Deadly shot coming in from multiple angles. The Swiss Army knife for the team. Not only is he sharp, but also is he diligent. He revives and he kills as well.
But now you monster. But now in a 1v1 up against Rahat. Can you get the hit? David and Vega down on the ground already. Labanel looking like he wants to shot on his own in the situation. Doesn't have much of a choice, but Barros shows up in his radar as well. And Vanel making the right move here to disengage from that situation. Rahat
Is barely. How much longer he can survive here? Ray does put his shot first out here, but finally in the end does go down. And the points being stolen away by EVOS here, starting off real hot as Jazzy crosses the peripherals of the rest of EVOS, and you cannot get away by trying to play like that against them.
Demon's pride, getting their pride crushed out there. But they were not too arrogant to begin with. They were humble enough to acknowledge that this was going to be a very big stage, a massive challenge for them, for their region. But they're giving it their best. Their best so far.
United has gives so much advantage.
This is the most eliminations we've seen out of Buriram so far. And AGAL is on fire as usual. The most they picked up was 18 eliminations at Nextera, and they want to break their own record here on day one's run. What a phenomenal day AGL is having for themselves. And two dive squads in this final circle up against Gun Dynasty that stands no chance because of their numbers.
Yeah, GD only one player left. God for Labanel will go down next year. And AGL Fire crashes through here, kept away by those blue walls. Moshi, looking good, finally does, goes down to Faros, and he's not done quite yet. Saifa finding great angles and positions here, and Jonah puts in the damage from far away. His tactic was on a jumping, trying to find a way against Saifa, but cannot do more than that.
The record for eliminations is 18, set by AG Global, but no booyah for them on that match. Buriram on the other hand looking to set the record for the day, and now it's a 1v1. The support up against the sniper, and the support player is stealthy on the front lines and deadly with the Mag 7. Buriram late to the party, but figures on the numbers as they break the record set by AGL.
Record breaking and second booyah of the day. This team feels unstoppable. There's just so many things happening right now, but they're so, I would say, aware on how the positions are going to go, how the movement is going to be, and somehow they managed to find that last crucial kill at the very, very last possible timing.
It was Buriram that set the record for AL, just could not walk away with the booyah. It was loud that ruined the uplands, walking away with the second booyah of the day for as Buriram pulled off that final battle sequence.
Honestly, I think that what's really exciting about this particular match was not just about Buriram United, but I think it's just more of like how they decided to just really double down this fight. Usually it's a bit more quiet by them early, right? But this time around, you can feel like they're just starting to just get into the groove. They're starting to really feel themselves in this fight. Positioning-wise is also really good as well. They had so much control that high ground.
I mean, the comms obviously just go and get high XL, man. This guy is one of the most lethal supports out there on the battlefield, hands down. And when you've got a support player who can annihilate the squads, you really don't need to worry in a situation like that. A good reason why Buriram sets the record is because they are no strangers to it.
Yeah, I think it's also really exciting to think about how, Buriram United approaches this game. Sometimes they're going a little bit more slow. They have a lot of pages in their playbook as well coming